How's it going, Eliminators? Today we're going to be looking at two specialty sockets that every small engine shop needs. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So out in the shop today, I am working on a Briggs & Stratton single stage snowblower here. However, unlike the two-stage Briggs & Stratton snowblower that I showed you guys in a previous video about 2 weeks ago now, which I can link in the top right of your screen, these Briggs & Stratton snowblowers I would actually recommend. These things are super great for small residential use. They are, again, single stage, so there's only one auger that spins around. There is no second stage impeller that helps throw the snow up. But this is an 11.5 foot-pounds of torque engine on a 22-inch cut. So these things are fairly powerful for being a single stage snowblower. And this is, again, a Briggs & Stratton Snow Series engine, 11.5 there. So it's a 250cc, and it is a 4-cycle. So lots of torque for this little model. But today's video is going to be just discussing the two sockets that pretty much every small engine mechanic is going to want to have in their shop to work on these Briggs & Stratton engines if you have to do carb work, which I'm doing on this particular snowblower. So I have two separate socket sets in front of me. Each set has the particular socket that you guys are going to require. So I'll briefly take you through these. The first one is going to be a Signet. This is a 35-piece 3/8-inch drive, and it's a female Torx socket set. Opening this up, the first thing you're going to notice is a couple sets of box end female Torx wrenches up there. But what we're going to be discussing today is going to be these up here, specifically the E5. So this is going to be, again, a 3/8 drive socket. However, it's going to have the female Torx head in it, and that will allow you to remove some of the carburetor studs that come on these Briggs & Stratton engines that use the Nikki Carburetors. Now, in this particular Briggs & Stratton engine, it is equipped with a Walbro carburetor, and we're going to be discussing what tool you're going to require to remove that. But on the Briggs engines with the Nikki carbs, you're going to have studs that come out of the engine, and on the tip of those studs, you are actually going to have a male Torx head, and it is going to be a T25 Torx head. So this E5 socket fits the T25 male, and it fits in just like that. So basically, as you guys could imagine, you put this onto a ratchet and you can loosen off those male Torx headed studs without having to take a pair of locking pliers to them and completely rounding off the head of them. Now, I'm not too sure where I picked up this Signet socket set. However, I'm sure you could find a similar socket set on Amazon, but really the only female Torx socket you need is going to be that E5. I've actually never used any of the other ones. However, some of these Torx bits with the 3/8 sockets on them would come in handy. I have a completely separate set just for those that I use that are a little bit better. However, these ones are a little short, and I do actually have a completely different set. That's going to be the Nico that we're talking about next, that have a little longer of a bit and allow you to get into some hard to reach places. And they're also designed a little bit different than these ones here. You'll notice that this has a flat or flush head. There is no indentation on it, and that's going to be important for what we're talking about next. So the next socket set that we're going to be looking at is the Nico branded socket set. As I mentioned, these are going to be the male Torx bit drivers with a 3/8 drive socket on them, and these are the extended version. So these are going to allow you to get into hard to reach places. Now the sizes on here start with a T10, and that's going to be your very thin small one. And the largest size in this kit is going to be a T40, and that is the biggest one there. However, for what we're going to be talking about next, the Briggs & Stratton engine with the Walbro carburetors, the ones you're going to need are going to be a T30. Now don't worry about the H, we're going to be talking about that in a minute. The T30 extended is going to be the one that you need. Now, Briggs & Stratton did make these engines with a 10mm bolt head that secures the carburetor onto the engine there, and there's going to be two of them that you're going to have to remove. Now, on the left side there, you can see there's all kinds of room. However, on the right side, things start to get a little trickier because you have to kind of get in there behind the fuel line, and there's not a whole lot of room to get back there to get that bolt off. However, with the T30 extended bit here, you can fit that into the Torx slot that they cut into the head of that bolt, and then you can just put pretty much any ratchet or impact on here and pull these out. A lot of times these are going to corrode and they are going to be a little tougher to get out, so I would recommend something like a battery powered impact to help remove those. Now, if you were wondering what the letter H designates on the end of that T30 there, the center of these bit drivers here have been cut out, or that little relief has been worked into the mold, and that allows you to remove a Torx head that has a tiny little piece of metal in the center of it. So you're going to see a picture up on screen. Basically, it won't allow you to put a standard Torx bit driver inside of that. So these will allow you to remove those with ease. I had a choice when buying this kit, and I figured, well, I might as well get it just in case I run into that issue. That way, at least I'd have a tool that has two purposes, essentially. Now, the only thing I wanted to add was this little relief there is cut into all of them, even the smaller ones. So you could imagine with a relief there, you essentially have a hollow center in these Torx heads, and that will definitely weaken them compared to the other ones which are solid in the other kit there. So you have to take that into consideration. I use this T30 all the time. I hardly ever use the other ones other than the T27. That's a very common Torx bit on steel chainsaws. Now again, I'm not sure what I spent on the Signet kit or where I got it. I can't find anything in my Amazon purchase history. However, the Nico set there cost me $36. Again, that kit comes in super handy. I do use the 27 and the 30 primarily. However, if you just wanted to buy those two separate bits, you're going to be looking for the T30, and you might as well get the H version and the E5. And you'd probably be able to get those in any type of drive size. I chose 3/8 inch drive because that's what my impact tools are. But like I said, with those two sockets, you can remove either the Nikki or the Walbro carb on any of these Briggs & Stratton engines. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. Just a quick one, but if you enjoyed it, think about leaving me a thumbs up. You know, it really helps me out. You can click here to subscribe and click over here to watch one of my previous videos. I upload every single week, so be sure to stop on by next week, check channel out for new content. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.